Hello everybody, this is Goofsome Fox coming at you with a 500 cost rated match here in the prototype Z Gundam X1. We're going to be on Space Fortress Interior for this match here, which is the only space map that I can remember by name because it's my favorite. Every time I do a video on any other space map, I usually have to look up the name just to make sure I'm talking about the right map, but Space Fortress Interior, I never had that issue, so kind of makes doing the introduction easier for me, but yeah, do got the prototype Z Gundam here, and this is a suit that I've been meaning to talk about for quite a bit now. I did have another space match that I was initially going to use for this suit, but I got this match here, which was more recent, and also just a match that I was overall more satisfied with, so this is the match I'm going to be going with here. And me also using a space map is a bit more significant because I really don't like playing the X1 on ground maps. At least from the experience I've had playing it, I could never really get a good ground match using this suit. When it comes to space, though, I tend to at least do a lot better than I would in ground, so yeah, that's kind of the main reason I'm using a space match for this video here. But the prototype Z Gundam is a 500 cost raid, and also one that is, I believe, still used quite a bit. Yeah, during the suit's initial release, I know there were some things that kind of contributed to it being considered a little overpowered, which, you know, looking back on it, really the suit wasn't as bad as I think people were initially saying it was. I kind of feel like it's just the initial response to when we get a new suit that has some pretty promising skills, and I'll do a brief rundown into that here. So for the prototype Z Gundam X1, you do get a beam rifle as your primary, which is a pretty standard beam rifle. You also get a beam saber, which as you can see has a double hit for the downswing, so really nice there. You do have a clay bazooka with shrapnel shells, and this is a very interesting version of the clay bazooka because it actually has a fixed spread pattern, kind of like a star shape almost, and I don't know if there's any other bazookas in this game or any other shrapnel weapons that actually have a fixed pattern, so it was very interesting to see them use it with this suit here. And then you have an alternate version of the beam rifle, which is a rapid fire. And then for some of the skills, you do have maneuver armor and emergency evasion system at level 2. So you do have a double dodge roll. And then you also have active guard Kai level 2. So, you know, you have the blocking defense skill where you can gain increased attack from using it, you know, if enemies damage you. But then you also have the pursuit prevention attack program skill. And what this does is that if an enemy pursuit is stopped, your attack power is temporarily boosted, and your ranged weapon reload and overheat recovery are also reduced. So, yeah, you do have two different methods of boosting your attack power. I don't know if I ever get the Pursuit Prevention Attack Program skill to activate during this match here, but, you know, it is there if you end up stopping the pursuit of an enemy. I may have actually gotten it right there because my attack just boosted, so I think finishing off what I think was an enemy Mark II might have just activated it, but yeah, I think those two skills kind of, not even the two skills, I think just that one skill in general kind of contributed to what I was saying earlier, to how the suit was originally conceived as being quite strong, or stronger than it should have been. Another thing with the suit too is that it is a really good range-based raid. You can do some pretty decent damage with the range weapons that they do offer with this suit, really being the main beam rifle and the rapid beam rifle. And, you know, the melee is also pretty good with that double downswing, so that's another thing that I think initially made this suit feel stronger than it should have, but I think by now, you know, the suit's been out quite a bit, so it just kind of feels like a typical thing in GBO2 when it comes to some suits. I feel like the same thing kind of happened with the R Jar Jar when that suit came out, where there was a lot of people saying that it was really strong, and then over time I feel like it just kind of balanced itself out. Players got used to it, they found the workarounds to deal with it, so yeah, I don't find this suit to be really as strong anymore as it initially was. Yeah, Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. I was gonna say the suit was also maybe a bit annoying, but I don't think that was really much of a case with this suit. I don't think I really ever found this suit to be annoying to fight against. I mean, unless I was in a support, where I think I was in the NTX one time, and there was an Arctic base match where an X1 was able to destroy my legs with half of their downswing and one shot from the primary beam rifle. Just instantly shattered my legs, which I thought was very weird. That's probably the only real instance where I got any kind of annoyance from fighting against an X1, was just really that one incident there. And it is a raid against a support, so I don't know if maybe that had any sort of contribution to that extra leg damage. Maybe the NTX just has weak legs. I don't know. It was a one-time thing, and I don't think I really ever had that experience ever again. So, yeah. But I do enjoy playing the suit in space. As I mentioned, I really never got good results with this suit on ground maps. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong when it comes to using this suit on ground maps, but in space, I feel like I'm able to do a lot better with it. Maybe because I can use the range weapons a lot more. Maybe that's something that kind of plays into it. Because, with the space maps, it's far more open. There's way more spaces that you can go to. You can fly above and below enemies. You have a bit more vantage points to use your range weapons, so I think that's kind of what helps out here. Maybe my aim is also kind of bad because I whiffed a lot of those rapid fire shots on this engage incom here, but that could be a contributing factor as well. But yeah, much prefer this suit in space. Kind of the same way I feel about the DeWass Custom. DeWass Custom I just absolutely hate playing in general, but I did have that one really good space map match with it. But I think with the X1 here, I've been a bit more consistent using it in space, so kind of lingering on that topic a bit longer than I want to. But yeah, overall, I think it's still a pretty good raid. If you're looking for something that's more range-based, I definitely think that's, a good pro to this suit, and that is kind of like the raids I like. I do like some of the more range-based raids, like the Mushika, so you'd think with that description the suit would be a lot better for me, but like I said, not really that well with it in ground matches, and did get countered by the engage there, but gonna quickly get up and try to go back after them. But yeah, again, overall, I still think it's a pretty alright suit from my experience playing it. I do think I've seen other players make far better use of it than I have, which tends to be the case sometimes, so not really going to compare my performance there, but just kind of going off my own personal experience. And mission completed, so we'll see how we did here with the Prototype X1. Did get top in assists for this match. Gonna send a praise to my team. Actually gonna send a praise to both engages, but first place with 6 kills and 2 loss, so not too bad. Did get first in pursuit assists, so maybe that Pursuit Prevention Attack Program skill did activate more times than I initially thought it did playing that match. I really didn't notice it, when you're in the midst of combat. I'm not really looking if that activated or not. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get destroyed, so, maybe rewatching the clip, there was probably more times where it did activate and I just missed it at the moment. I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video there, and yeah, again, just really another suit that I feel like is kind of in the current meta that I wanted to talk about. Occasionally I like to kind of, test these more meta suits, see how I perform in them, since I don't know what it is with me. It's always just kind of weird when it comes to me and meta suits. There's like some that I can do good with and some that I'm absolutely horrible using, so I usually just end up just going back to using the suits that I was more comfortable with before trying that suit. But the X1 here, again, well, confident with it in space. I don't think it's really a suit I would use on ground maps, given my prior performance. Maybe I'll just do more training with it, things like that. But Yeah, that's really all I have to say for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the prototype Z Gundam X1. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.